5 seconds. Start. My dear fellow citizen, I extend my heartiest greetings to all of you on the eve of Independence Day. It is a matter of great pride for all of us that Independence Day and Republic Day are celebrated by every Indian with zeal and enthusiasm. These are the days that especially remind us of our being proud Indians. The 15th of August is a date etched in our collective memory. During the long years of colonial rule, generations of Indians dreamed of the day of independence. Men and women, old and young, from all parts of the country yearned to throw away the yoke of foreign rule. Their struggle was made by robust optimism which has continued to propel our progress since independence too. As we salute the tricolor tomorrow, we will also be paying homage to the memory of all freedom fighters whose sacrifices won India independence on the 15th of August 78 years ago. After regaining our freedom, we also became a democracy with universal adult franchise. In other words, we, the people of India, put the power to shape our destiny in the hands of each of us without any restrictions of gender, religion, and other factors that had barred many people from voting in other democracies. In spite of many challenges, the people of India made a successful transition to democracy. The transition was a natural reflection of our ancient democratic ethos. India had the oldest republic in the world. It is rightly acknowledged as the mother of democracy. When we adopted the Constitution, it provided the edifice of democracy. We built democratic institutions that strengthened the practice of democracy. We prize our Constitution and our democracy above everything else. As we look back on the past, we must not forget the pain inflicted by the partition of the country. Today we observe Vibhajan Vibhishika Smriti Divas. Terrible violence was witnessed and millions were forced to relocate due to partition. Today we pay tribute to the victims of the follies of history. Our Constitution contains 4 values as the 4 pillars upholding our democracy. They are justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These are our civilizational principles that we rediscovered during the freedom struggle. At the heart of them all, I believe, is the notion of human dignity. Every human being is equal to everyone deserve to be treated with dignity. Everyone should have equal access to healthcare and education. Everyone should have equal opportunity. Those who have had been traditionally at a disadvantage needed to be given a helping hand. Keeping these principles foremost in mind, we started a new journey in 1947. After the long years of foreign rule, India was in utter poverty at the time of independence. But in the 78 years since then, we have made extraordinary progress in all fields. India is well on the way to becoming a self-reliant nation and is moving ahead with great confidence. In the economic field, our achievements are all the more noticeable with a GDP growth rate of 6.5% in the last fiscal. India is the fastest growing among the major economies in the world. Even amid stress in the global economy, demand at home is pacing ahead. Inflation has remained under control. Exports are rising. All key indicators show the economy in the pink of health. This is as much due to carefully calibrated reforms and sagacious economic management as due to the hard work and dedication of our workers and farmers. A large number of people have been pulled out of poverty through good governance. The government has been running a series of welfare initiatives for the poor and also for those who have risen above the poverty line but are still vulnerable so that they do not fall below it again. This is reflected in the rising expenditure on social services. Income inequality is reducing. Regional disparities are also disappearing. The states and regions earlier known for weaker economic performance are now showing their true potential and catching up with the front runners. Our business leaders, small and medium industries and trades have always exhibited a can-do spirit. What was needed was removing the bottlenecks in the path of wealth creation. That is so visible when it comes to infrastructure development over the past decade. We have expanded and strengthened the national highway network under the Bharatmala Pariyojana. The railway too have innovated, introducing new types of trains and coaches equipped with latest technologies. The inauguration of the rail link in Kashmir Valley is the major accomplishment. Rail connectivity with the valley will boost trade and tourism in the region and open new economic possibilities. The country is rapidly urbanizing. Hence, the government has been paying special attention to improve the condition of the cities. Addressing the key areas of urban transport, the government has expanded metro rail facilities. The Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, or AMRUT, has ensured more and more households have access to a tap with the assured supply of water and a sewerage connection, full stop.